Welcome back to Virtually CG, the channel where each week we learn a new digital skill. This week I thought I would kick off with digital marketing because it is something that I do, so I'm going to talk a lot from experience this week, and I'm going to delve into the best ways to get into digital marketing, especially if you have no experience. I honestly believe it's one of the industries that has a very low barrier to entry. So if you have no experience, there's easy ways that you can learn skills through videos like this. You can take courses online. I think it's probably one of the best industries to get into. So without further ado, we're going to dive straight in. Now, starting with my story, and I'm telling this just a short, brief introduction because I want to explain just how easy it is for people to pick up the skills that they need for digital marketing career. And it's stuff that you do every day in your day-to-day life that you can apply to a career in digital marketing, and you haven't even thought about it before, but naturally you do these things every day. So my story, I began working at a project management firm, and we used to help a load of different businesses, all the things from like online communications to launch events, managing projects from start to finish. But one big kind of, I'd say, drastic thing in my career was I was given this role of managing a charity. And through this, I was wearing like 10 different hats, and I was doing everything from the financials, so like doing the VAT returns, doing like the weekly P&Ls, to online marketing, social media marketing, to managing some staff. I think I was about like 22 years old, maybe 23, and I was like managing a team of like 5 to 7 people and then like 10 volunteers. It was amazing life experience. But through this role I got into digital marketing, and it naturally came because one day I was trying to promote this fundraiser that we were doing, and I was thinking of ways to get the word out. And with this charity, it was a lot of local networking with local businesses, people, residents who lived in the area, because it was a local community charity. So the whole aim was trying to drum up some interest in your local area. So I was thinking of ways to promote this fundraiser, and I was like, what can I do to get the word out there? What do people look at? So I thought emails, social media, networking groups, all those kind of things. And through that, I kind of built up my experience of doing it regularly, building up more of a following, especially on social media, and realizing that there were different avenues on social media to take. So that was kind of like my first route into digital marketing. And from there, I set up by myself. There was quite a lot in between that job role, but that was where my initial interest sparked. So starting with the definition of digital marketing, the way I would sum it up is basically growing a business's presence, or maybe your personal brand presence, online through online communication. And there are so many different ways that you could go into digital marketing and different things you can specialize in. And as I go into this video, I will say, if you're thinking about starting as a side hustle, which is how I started, or you're wanting to transition and change career, I would say pick a speciality, because you physically cannot do it all at once and it will only overwhelm you. Maybe later on, once you've kind of like perfected your skills and your knowledge, but especially starting off, pick something to focus on. So you could do direct marketing, you could do influencer marketing, you could do SEO, so website management, social media marketing. There are so many different social media platforms. So if social media interests you, you could pick a specific platforms, maybe like TikTok or Instagram, to focus on. I know TikTok, so video marketing, is booming right now, so that could be something that you want to go into. But those are the different pathways that you can take within digital marketing, and there are probably so many more, which I will list. Either one, I'll list it here. After you've done a bit of research on the avenue you want to take in digital marketing, it is now time to start preparing your portfolio. So you want to kind of establish who you want to work with, what kind of brands you want to work with. So this is almost like a mini business plan for yourself. You want to have direction. So there are so many businesses that use digital marketing, like practically everyone, and you want to hone that focus into what industry. So just some examples: it could be hospitality, you could work with education, you could work with hair and beauty, picking an industry is really important because it comes back to having that focus. And in the long run, I think that's going to help you way more than being so broad and helping everyone else, because you're kind of like developing your knowledge on that special topic. So you want to focus and work out who you want to work with. Once you've done that, you want to start putting a portfolio together. And a portfolio is so important because this is what will help you when you come to getting your jobs, talking to clients. This will convince the clients, and it's basically a showcase of what you can do. There are so many different ways that you can put a portfolio together. I actually purchased a marketing plan from I think they were called Flow Create. I'll put their handle here, but they sell like templates for marketing plans, and I edited it so specifically for a job role. So when I came to apply, which I'll go on to in a minute of how I applied for my jobs and the different ways to get clients. But when I was applying, I basically just edited this marketing plan so it was specific to this industry, to the client, and having a template that was laid out already, which I could just go back to and change, was a real game changer. And I kid you not, every time I submitted it, it got me the job, and they complimented the template. So I presented it as like a future marketing plan for that business. It was great. So that is something you might want to look into. I would definitely say that investing a bit of money in resources like that would help in the long run, because you're wanting to focus on just one thing, and it all comes back to the focus again. So if you have something that can help you out, that is great. There are different ways that you can get clients. So if you're starting off by yourself and you're starting it as a side hustle, your general work would be it's freelance work. So you would set up as self-employed and you would be a freelance worker. So there are so many ways that you can kind of interact with future clients, potential clients. A lot of people go down the route of social media, so they'll set up an Instagram page, a TikTok, and they'll wait for people to come to them. Now, it's good to kind of get the word out, promote your work. It's something that I need to do more of, I admit, but I would say it's the long run. You're in it for the long game that way. People focus on it. I've done it before with previous business of mine where I used to run meditation classes, and I set up and I would post on Instagram and I would put so much effort into it, and then I would interact with people through DMs and comments and stuff, and it was almost like you just ended up getting ignored because they just saw it as like spammy content in the end if you were like messaging them and trying to come up with different ways to interact with them. So this method that I use, which is a lot more direct, I think is the best way to go about things. It's basically approaching the clients yourself, not through social media. So there are two ways to do it. So the first way, go on Indeed, and on Indeed you want to type in freelance digital marketing jobs, and these, make sure they're remote, so you can do it obviously from where you are, and then you can work with people all across the country or in different countries, and there are so many on there, and you apply, and what you need to do when you apply, obviously submit your CV, but make sure you're submitting your portfolio. So it takes a little extra effort, some time out of your day, but you need to kind of shortlist jobs that you want, jobs that you like, and then you're going to edit your portfolio, so just like a mini one, submit it to them, and it's just like a wow factor. So when they're going through job applications, you will stand out, and it will just put you one step ahead of the curve. So the whole process that I've gone through with Indeed was basically applying to jobs. At first I was applying to lots, and I kind of like figured out the portfolio situation, and it helped a lot. So I was applying for jobs, and then you go through some interviews with them, just like a normal job interview, and then they normally ask for like a short task. So like it could be putting together a future marketing plan that relates to one topic. So you do that, and then you'll get the job, like fingers crossed. So that is one way of getting work. The next way is approaching clients face to face. So this is really good if in your local area you want to kind of shortlist some businesses you've seen, some in the industries you want to work with, and you're going to go in there, you're going to introduce yourself and approach them that way. And I honestly think the knocking on doors old-fashioned approach is the best way forward, because in any other kind of social media technology is great, but sometimes it's hard to get the authenticity across, but when you're introducing yourself, people can get a feel for who you are. You could give them your business card, a digital business card. You can show them your digital portfolio. It's just a great way of going about things, so it's definitely something to consider. You may be asking, what does a digital marketer do in their day-to-day? And I'm going to kind of explain what my day-to-day is like. As I said before, there are so many different avenues you can take in digital marketing, so there are different paths that will be different and focus on one thing. For me, I kind of do it's more direct marketing, website management, and part of social media strategy. So I work with a few clients. One of them is actually a full-on, I'm their marketing manager, and then the others I'm their marketing managers as well, but it's a bit more of a smaller role. So you can choose how involved you want to be with businesses, if you want to kind of support them on the sidelines or you want to be more involved with them. That is something that you'll just have to look through job descriptions or when you're chatting to clients face to face. So my day to day, I'm thinking about one specific business. I actually do quite a bit because it's more of like a full-on marketing manager role. So I do a bit of Pinterest management, mainly website management, direct marketing, so I do their email campaigns, and then once a month I submit the social media strategy as their content creator, creates all their content and works super hard producing content for them each week. So we have like a strategy of different pillars and different aims of what we want to get out there. We kind of look at the analytics, what went well last week and the trends that are happening. It's basically, this role is quite analytical. I'd say the key features of it are analytical, strategic thinking, and having a kind of good people skills is very, very key, because it's almost like a bit of psychology involved, social psychology, how people react with things, what they interact with, how they react. I'd say having good people skills is a definite key to marketing anyway. So if that sounds like you, then this could be an industry that you would really enjoy. The main thing that you want to keep in mind when you are applying for roles and you're figuring out who you want to work with is you want to enjoy it. You need to have that passion each day, because marketing is very fast paced, things are changing all the time, and I feel like it needs quite a bit of creative out the box thinking, which if you enjoy it, that will just come so naturally to you. You'll just think of new ways of doing things and you'll have that passion for it. So that is one thing to remember when you're kind of sorting out who you want to work with. If you have any questions about digital marketing, make sure you leave a comment down below. I'm sure I will do so many follow-up videos to this, and each week I'm going to bring out different videos, how-to videos talking about different digital skills and digital careers. So if you're into that, then make sure you give me a follow and a like, and I will see you very soon. Thank you for joining.